what time is it? It's nation time. And what's going to happen? The land's going to change hands.
You gotta learn the difference between guns and pearls. A lot of game, a lot of hustle.
When I tell you he's got his own money, I mean the boy has got his own money. Every time I speak, I want the truth to come out.
All right, peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light. You know who it is. You know what time it is. It's nation time, and I'm the blackest cousin at the barbecue. That one and only. That one nigga in 10,000. The Dundada Grand Marrier Delight. And welcome. God damn it, welcome to Black Shit. We got a special guest, ladies and gentlemen. You know, my player partner, Sarah in the building, baby. What's going on?
Nothing much. I can't call
How
it.
you doing?
I'm doing amazing.
Doing all right?
Absolutely amazing.
Whew, man, y'all know when I bring her around, man, it's gonna get a little hot in here. We had to put all the kids away, you know, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna tell you right now, put your kids up. You know, they ain't gonna want to be around this conversation unless
Not
y'all.
PG-13.
Yeah, it ain't out. It's not for the kids, man. Not this one. This ain't for the children, man. But how's life going? How you
Life
doing?
is going divine.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
That's
Shameless
great.
plug too. Y'all didn't even catch that. Divine Encounters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know.
Think
that
I didn't know.
plug
Think
was
I
good.
didn't know. Think I didn't know.
Yeah, it's going great. It's going really great. Some great things happening in my life.
Yeah.
Taking a different path that I didn't see coming. So
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it though.
Tell us a little more about Divine Encounters too. You know what exactly that is.
Is a business that I started in 2019. It's centered around sexual healing and
Okay.
sex coaching from a spiritual standpoint.
Okay.
I actually tied into spirituality and theology so that I use the holy text to explain to people what sex is actually about.
And tell us a little more about.
I call myself the womb whisperer.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Let's. I want you to tell them
I'm
a
the
little more
womb
of that
whisperer
part.
because I know how to help women heal trauma that they tied to their womb.
Okay.
I speak in many different tongues, so whatever spirit, whatever language your spirit understands, my spirit resonates with it, and then I can pray for you and help you release things. I have about right now, since I started the womb whispering in 2021, I have a good 20 women that I've helped heal.
Okay.
And constantly mentoring and stuff and doing this. So I do it through dancing, I do it through herbal remedies, and speaking in tongues.
So rhythm more than anything, especially like with dancing and stuff like that.
Yep.
What made you get into that?
Tapping into my spirituality.
Yeah.
Like really figuring out who I was and what I was here for and what my purpose was. Because I kind of got to a point where I was like, none of this is working. I mean, I enjoy talking about sex, but it got to be deeper than this.
Yeah.
So I kind of like took a step back from the world, went into my hermit mode, and had to find my way.
Yeah.
So
It's more and more. It's much more than a smash and grab, I guess.
Exactly.
You know, it's go and go in this
Exactly.
case.
it's way deeper than that.
There's way more to it.
So
And we're going to get into that too,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get right into that very shortly here. But with that, did you have any like backlash or
I
anything
get it
like
every
that?
day.
Every
Anytime
day?
I open my mouth to speak about it because I'm studying theology.
Yeah.
So I'm working on, I'm getting my bachelor's right now
Yeah.
in psychology. And
Okay.
then I'm going to go for my master's in psychology of human sexuality, which
Okay.
will make me the sex therapist. But I'm going to get my PhD in theology.
So you can't call yourself a sex therapist without that.
You can. Most sex therapists have their master's. You don't have to have a PhD.
Yeah.
I personally want one,
Yeah.
but my PhD will be in theology.
Yeah.
So I'm currently in an adult program, which is why my phone go on D&D at 8:45
Yeah.
because what people do in a semester, I do in 7 weeks.
Yeah. So it's very fast. It's rapid.
Yes.
Yeah.
It requires a lot of discipline. Like I probably read maybe 15 books every 7 weeks for
God,
school.
you sound about like me somewhere in
Yeah.
there, but no telling what I'm reading though.
Yeah.
Sometimes, man, I
I
don't.
kind of
be-
got to break this 7 weeks because I'm taking a science class,
Okay.
so I don't have to do a lot of reading. But my theology and psychology classes
Yeah.
requires a lot of reading, a lot of studying, which I was already doing. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like just a refresher because I'm already heavily into the holy text. I read the Bible, I read the Quran,
Yeah.
and so it's kind of second nature for me.
Yeah.
So when I'm reading it, I'm interested in it. So
So when you say backlash, like what are some of the things you normally hear as far as
how are you called to ministry and you're a sex therapist or you're
so
a
people
sex
feel like
coach.
you can't mix them two worlds.
And those are the two things that you absolutely need to mix together.
Yeah. It's a lot of mixing going on.
Yeah, you need to mix your
Yeah.
spirituality and God with your.
Yeah. You can't separate spirituality out of
Exactly.
sex. If it's in everything, it has to be in
you're
sex.
mixing spirits, so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't take it out. And
Yeah.
that's not logical to do.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I get a lot of backlash from older people too.
Yeah.
When I'm teaching about sex, because I have a lot of knowledge on it, only because of my own personal studies. Before I even got into the educational side of it,
Okay.
I was always that friend spiritually.
Yeah.
My friends would come to me and ask me questions about sex, and how do I know that? I don't know. I just know,
Yeah.
and it works. And I can tell you what to do to fix this, or how not to make this do this. And
Yeah.
so
Give me some things to look out for.
yeah. And so really after I hosted my first event where I did the live show,
Yeah.
where I actually taught a group of 50 women came out.
She
Yeah, it was,
invited me to that one, man.
it was
I
only
came and
women, so
assisted
it was
you.
sex talk
I'd have
101.
came in, just to help set up stuff.
So
make
actually,
sure everybody
the
got
next
what
one I
they
want to
need.
do is gonna be co-ed.
Okay.
It's gonna be co-ed, but
We don't have to invite nobody else. I'm good. Like I said, I just want to help you with everything. Make sure the napkins and stuff is set up. Security if you need it. Make sure ain't nobody
But yeah,
entering the room.
After
You know
I
what
did
I'm
after I did that first one, it was overwhelming because I wasn't expecting that
Yeah.
big of a turnout. But I demonstrated everything. I demonstrated hand jobs. I demonstrated different sex positions.
Okay. All
I
right.
demonstrated how to take nudes. I taught people a lot of stuff, and so that's when it clicked for me. It was like, all right,
Yeah.
this is it.
Yeah.
But I was doing it wrong.
I got you.
I was doing it wrong. It was more of, in my mind, I was like, oh, this is $1 billion business.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And I made.
You was just chasing a dollar versus.
Bro, I made bread.
Yeah.
That's how I moved back home.
Yeah.
So, 2017, I lost everything.
Yeah.
I stayed with my parents for a year and a half. I got into the sex business. I racked up about $10,000 in 3 months, 4 months.
Damn, let me put that.
selling
I've been
sex
trying to
toys.
find another stream of income. Let's see.
Selling sex toys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Selling sex
So
toys.
it's definitely lucrative.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But then I realized that it's not about that.
Yeah.
It wasn't fulfilling at
Yeah.
that point. It kind of became a job, and I'm not.
Become a slave to your own business type deal.
It's not
Yeah.
for me
Yeah,
at
yeah.
all.
Yeah.
I was like, filling orders, running packages. This is not my thing.
Yeah.
So I kind of took a different route and landed here as the womb whisperer.
Yeah. Now we teaching and educating.
Yeah, and it's from a
something
different
deeper.
perspective.
Yeah, I like that. And we're gonna get into, today we're gonna talk about interjected, intimacy, and what sex basically teaches you about your partners, right? But first, I do want to clear up. I know people have been seeing me. We at the Love Deposit Studios, sitting at the Love table. We got to talk about some ready to love moments as well that have happened here, and I would say these past. Really 3 weeks, because
3
we're
weeks,
now
yep.
in episode. We're going into episode 4, but just to kind of clear up the air, people been sending me screenshots, and I want y'all to know, hey, I'm as petty as they come. Like, don't think I ain't no celebrity. I don't have no PR. I ain't got no job to keep. I don't have none of that. So don't think I ain't screen recording. I ain't taking names, because it's coming. So I've been hearing the jokes, the little pudgy one, the little fat one.
I can't believe
Let's
that.
go. All right. Hey, I'm trying to tell you. But just to clear up the air, because I'm starting to be shown more and more and more. And, I've been seeing like all the little bloggers and watching some of their videos. And there's some good ones out there. I give a lot of some of y'all credit too. There's some ones that just out there just talking about stuff that they just don't even know, at all, just rambling off at the mouth. But it is some good ones out there. I will give you some of y'all credit. I think some of them, like, about the transitioning, because that's where a lot of it started with, the word, using the term transitioning, right? We as in the South, or, as spiritual
So
people,
say
we say transitioning because the spirit leaves from one realm to another, right? We don't really like using the term, somebody died or passed away or whatnot. So, and then I also noticed too that is a Southern thing. People in the South use more, say, transitional than they do, even people that are religious or whatever. I've heard that more in the South than I have, in other places. You know, but my father passed away. Some people actually thought that I was talking about transitioning from sex.
Well, I mean, the times that we're
gender.
living in.
Yeah, I have to. It's unfortunate. I gotta explain.
It's very
it.
unfortunate.
My
but the
67-year-old father did not decide to become a woman. You know, at that age, you know, in life, he transitioning as in his spirit. You know, that's what I was talking about. So a lot of that, you know, moments. Or people are saying, hey, was this edited? Or did that really happen in real time? Yes, it really happened in real time, which is why I had to clarify and ask the question, hey, did, you know, are your parents still living? Because clearly I just had to know you didn't.
I can't remember. I thought you said that your father passed away. Then you said transition.
Yeah, I said in like the little interview clip part that nobody else gets to see but only me and the producers.
Okay.
Nobody else gets to see. So everybody, even the castmates, they saw that part in real time. They didn't see that prior to.
Okay.
Even with the actual show put together overall, we only saw that in real time, like with the audience, with everybody else.
Okay.
You know, because we're finished filming. We've been finished filming.
Okay.
And so people don't know that we didn't get to see all that part.
Okay.
You know, that was one of the parts. The short aspect, people are saying, well, how tall really? I'm 5'11". It's on my driver's license. This ain't no football stats, you know, where they try to make you 6'1".
You taller than me.
Yes, man. You know what I'm saying?
With my heels on, you taller than me.
I'm 5'11", you know, on paper, like in real life.
I'm short dog.
I've literally never heard no one call me short like that ever. So I was like, vertically challenged, you know. I was like, that's a new one. Vertically challenged. You know, I even looked at
tall
TV.
though.
But it's crazy because I'm taller than her. I remember standing next to her, because I think the second time, yeah, well, I can't even talk about that part. But anyway, I remember standing next to the lady, and I remember like we were like this. I could have sworn. I don't remember her looking down on me. Yeah, she had on heels.
Yeah.
She had on heels or whatever, and I had on just dress shoes. So I don't remember her being taller than me. I really don't. You know.
I was glad to see her,
Now, the Cat Arena girl, the new one, the wild card that just came in, she's tall for real in real life. No, she's tall.
Okay.
She is tall for real,
Okay.
but none of the other women were taller.
They liked
than me.
her too. When she
Yeah.
came in.
You know, she is for real tall. Now, if she says I'm short, okay, but she's tall for a person, period, man, woman, or child. You know what I'm saying? But that was people are saying I have a wig. You know, and I got a toupee. This is my real hair. This is my real hair.
Got the waves
You know,
to the base.
shout outs to my barber, man. He that good. He's that good. I'm telling you. Shout outs to Jock D, man. He's that cold. I heard the toupee, pudgy. You know, I am a little bigger than what I'm normally have been in life. This is the biggest I've ever been.
I don't think you pudgy.
Yeah. Now pudgy just sounds crazy. You know what I'm saying? What else am I hearing? I see, you know, it looks like he has some self-confidence issues, or that he has some insecurities. What was it? The insecurities. Yeah, they digging. And I was like, this is interesting to see a whole new perspective of. I've never even seen myself, you know, like this. Because for the audience, I don't even really talk like this a lot, but I've had a lot of struggles in life. And I mean a lot. I've been broke before, been, you know, trying to figure out what my next meal was, gaining weight, all this. I have never struggled in the realm of women. And I mean ever. And I will there's people sitting in this room right now that know me in real time, in real life. Have you ever seen where I looks like I have struggled to have attention from women?
No,
in any
the
aspect.
way they be in my DMs about you.
Asking
Who
questions.
is that? I'm like,
How well did you know him? Yeah, how well did you?
I'm talking about your brother, man.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah. I don't.
you?
Half of the reason why ain't really focused on losing the weight is because ain't nothing changed in it.
Yeah.
Now, had it been like to where the women started to drop off and they like, okay, well, I don't see them giving me, you know, no attention or something like that no more, then okay, I might start getting in that gym, you know, if I start having health issues, you know, knock on something, but I haven't had them problems. Now, in all honesty, gaining the weight brought a different type of woman, because here come the grown women. The grown women want the big boys. They be wanting to cuddle up with the big boys. They want some meat on their bone. They don't want the skinny ones.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
sweat too
saying?
hard at night.
Yeah, sweat too hard at night.
I like to cuddle with both
Yeah. Turning on the AC and fans and stuff.
I'm 68, my thigh sweating, your thigh sweating. This is
Yeah,
not
one of
it.
us gonna have to be thick. Say, man, no, but, you know, so that's some of the rumors that I've been hearing so far. You know, and everything ain't edits either. Like some of that stuff happened in real time. It's not, you know, there are some edits, there are some moments
Right,
where
it's
things are
TV.
put together, but it mainly is you give them what you see is what we gave them.
Mm-hmm.
Now they chopped it up, and there might have been some more things that I might have said after that or before that. Like
we
even
don't
with the baby mama situation, right? My child's mother. I know everybody don't like that term. My child's mother, or whatnot. When I was like, you know, she was going back and forth. I wasn't saying that like in the sense of sleeping with the person. You know what I'm saying? I was talking about as far as communicating. You know, she was still trying to have her cake and eat too. And that for me was like, nah, we're not doing that. Because if I was to do that, it would also be a problem. So, you know, let's just part ways and we take care of our children. You know, I don't want to, and by no means assassinate her character either.
Right.
You know, this is the mother of my child. She's a great woman, great mother, everything. Just in the relationship environment, we just didn't work out.
Right.
You know, but as far as her as a person, you know, I'm not that type of person. Nor would I, you know, I don't look better by doing that, down talking her.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I chose it. So
Right.
if I'm trying to make her look like a fool, I'm just as big of a fool because I chose that person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that is my fault as well. But that's the only things that I can think of. So have you been watching it?
I have. I
Yeah.
haven't finished episode 3,
Okay.
but I have watched 1 and 2, and so I'm just ready to see you more.
Yeah. I was ready to see my damn self more.
I was
I
like
just-
on the first
Yeah.
episode, I'm like, where my boy
Yeah.
at?
My uncle, I called my uncle one time because he older too. He like in his 70s, almost 80s. And he said, yeah, we tuned in to the movie, to the show, and we turned on about 7:15, but we didn't see you. I said, yeah, I was gone by then. If you didn't tune in right at 7, you was gonna miss me. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah,
my mama was gone.
I've been watching it. You're the only
Yeah.
reason why I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Because you're not, like I said, I don't watch
Yeah,
TV.
yeah, we are. As a person that don't watch TV, it means a lot.
I
Thank
don't
you,
watch
baby.
TV.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't even have a TV in my bedroom.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
Like, if I go in my room,
Just so you don't be tempted to turn it on. or
I
nothing.
mean, I sit in the living room with the TV off.
Dang,
I'm one
it's
of them
just
people.
it's just
if I turn
furniture.
something on, I'll turn on like some meditation music in the background while I'm
a
doing
rain
whatever I'm
music or
doing.
something.
Thunderstorms,
Yeah.
water, ocean, stuff like that. But for the most part,
I got you.
my daughter used the TV.
I
Both
got
of
you.
them.
I got you.
She got one in her room and then in the living room, but she doesn't watch TV there. She likes to play Roblox and stuff. So
Yeah.
don't really watch TV, but I watch the show because of you.
Okay.
And,
That's love, baby. I appreciate it too.
The
That's
first
love.
episode had me hot.
Yeah, because
You
of the
see
moments
me,
like
I
that.
was-
Yeah.
You good?
What's going on? Yeah. We need to pull up. What's happening?
I don't like that.
Yeah.
But second episode was pretty straight. I'm ready to see more of the people personality.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't really get into them to say, oh, I like this person, and I'm not. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
I need to see more.
And I think there was some people might have shown their personality too much, and that caused them, as you can see, for them to go home. And I
Yeah.
think from people like me, I don't know if I showed it
Enough.
at the level of what people like you might know me that know me on a
Right.
day to day.
And I can see that.
You know what I'm
because you're on
saying?
TV.
Yeah, I was really trying to clean it up. You nervous? You know, again, it's a competition process. You are competing. You know what I'm saying? So you trying to put the best version of you forward 24/7. You know, so y'all tune in every Saturday. You know, every Friday, 7:00 on network, Hulu. You know, HBO Max, all of those platforms, Discovery Plus.
Is it? Dang, it's on Discovery.
Yeah, it's on
Oprah
Discovery
Winfrey.
Plus. Yeah, it's Oprah Winfrey. So
Network.
she got
Okay.
it. She got it
Okay.
everywhere, man. So
That's
ready
what's
to
up.
love, baby. Ready to love.
I'm
But
streaming you on YouTube, I think. Is it
yes,
YouTube?
yeah. I think you can find it on YouTube as well. You definitely can find all the little bloggers and the recaps.
I
and all
don't be
that
on
type of
YouTube.
stuff.
I have YouTube TV
Yeah. Oh, so you watch it like actually watching it live?
live.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I
I mean, I
got
can catch it after if I miss it, but for the most part, I catch it live.
you.
So
Yeah.
I gotta be in front of TV at 7.
I got you.
Dedicated.
I got you. Dedicated. Writing your notes, taking names, baby. We gotta kick some ass later. You know we will. But right now what we gonna do before we get into our topic. You know I always like to do our little man say moment of the week. We have a lady by the name of Apostle Kimberly Daniels. Just wait. I can't make this up if I tried. I really cannot make this up if I tried. And I want to get your opinion on this video as well. DJ, if you don't mind playing that for me real quick.
Talk about the Holocaust, but the Jews own everything. I thank God for slavery. I thank God for slavery. I thank God for the crack house. If it wasn't for the crack house, come on somebody, God wouldn't have never been able to use me how he can use me now. And if it wasn't for slavery, I might be somewhere in Africa worshiping a tree. And talk about the Holocaust.
Like I said, that was Apostle Kimberly Daniels. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, first,
What's
she
your
call
thoughts
herself
on that?
apostle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who made her an apostle?
Self-appointed, most likely. You know, most.
However, that was a very interesting clip.
Yeah.
Worshiping a tree.
Worshiping
She
a
might
tree.
need to go hug a tree.
You might need to.
She might actually need to hug a tree. Seriously, she might feel better.
Yeah,
She might get a
man.
better. She might get some wisdom from it.
Yeah, yeah.
When she hug it, she might need to go to Africa and hug a tree in Africa.
I find it very crazy that she. First off, you mentioned one of the worst moments for us in history. You thank God, the divine, the creator, the one above us, for the worst moment. Then you mentioned the probably next
The
to
second
next to
worst one,
slavery, crack would have to probably be the
Definitely.
second
That
worst
was the-
thing
that was the
that's
second-
ever hit our
that
community.
was the second thing that had us in slavery. You know what I'm saying? Like,
This
of
is
all the
part
things
two.
you could say, but I mean, the fact that she's an apostle and speaking like that, she's very indoctrinated.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's not surprising. However, it's very sad.
yeah.
As a black person, it's kind of like
Hug
this what you
a
get
tree.
online and do.
I can't make this up if I try. I really wonder, where do we find these niggas at a time?
I tell you, these niggas is beyond saving.
Yeah, to say
These
hug
niggas
a
is
tree,
beyond saving.
man, and now that it comes to me, really, you talking about going to. Thank God that He removed you from Africa because you might be worshiping a tree. Master brought you over to America, and now every year on the 25th, you worship a tree. A whole tree. I mean, full circle in real time, man. It's crazy. It really is crazy. So for that, we say,
Get this nigga, man.
please come get this nigga, man. Please come get this nigga. But
Quickly.
I want to dive into our topic for today. Energetic intimacy. I'm so excited to talk about. I can't even get it out right.
Yeah.
And what you learn from your partners through sex. Like, I know we talk about love languages. We talk about attachment theory. But we don't really talk about like the sex languages or what you can gather once you have laid down with your partner, how their rhythm is, tantric yoga, what was it that you might have healed through that moment, or what did you pass on as soul ties, just from your personal experience. Before I even start to asking you the questions, has there ever been moments to where you felt like once you laid with this person for the first time, your spirit did feel different, whether good or bad, about this person?
So I've been active with only one person for quite some time. And
Okay.
So it's healing for both of us, which is why I choose this person.
Okay.
I had to learn because before I was not in this state of mind, so it didn't make sense to me. I was walking around picking up things that I didn't even know I was picking up from other people, thinking it's me, but it was who I was intimate with. So that's where I think I told you about my definition of STDs.
Yeah.
Spiritually transmitted demons.
Yeah.
And so that's
real.
where,
Boy.
yeah.
Coin that back.
So
Yeah.
that's how I kind of gathered that, the spiritually transmitted demons. But it's been very healing for me in a sense because I'm a dreamer.
Okay.
And so I can warn him about things before they happen.
Okay.
Or I can see things that he may do to me before it happened. I'd be like, hey,
Yeah.
I peeped that,
Now, was this prior to, let's say with him specifically, was this prior to y'all, getting intimately involved with each other? Or is this like just a gift that you just possess, period?
So I'm learning that it's a gift that I have, period.
Okay.
However, when I'm intimate with a person,
it
intensifies
amplifies.
it. Yeah.
Okay. I got
And
you.
so my idea of intimacy is not just sex.
Okay.
we have an intimate relationship. So it started before we were sexually active. We were kind of dating for about 6 months before we ever had sex. So,
Okay.
yeah. And it was mostly, too, because of this. It wasn't because we didn't want to.
Yeah.
I was in Austin and he was here.
Okay.
But,
So
yeah.
you can't have them late night calls and stuff like
But
you
yeah,
really want to.
Yeah.
But y'all
but
stayed around the
been,
corner.
It's been very healing for me. It helped me to understand myself. It helped me to find out who I was.
I got you.
And so that's why I tell people that sex is very healing, because as a spiritualist and anybody who's spiritual, that is at that level, if you're an intuitive reader,
Yeah.
how you feel when you have an orgasm is how you feel when you get a divine message.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Boy, yo, let me speak it to her.
That's what she said. You know what I'm saying?
You ever had some sex like that?
Oh, hey, it's been close.
Listen,
I left my body a couple of times. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
I've left my body. I've cried.
Yeah. Damn.
I've cried. Like boohoo cried, like scared the shit out of me. I was
Yeah.
like, damn, this thing got me here crying.
Yeah.
This is crying. I was like, bro, get off of me.
Yeah.
Get off of me. You're doing too much. But no, yeah, it's a different type of feeling. So like when I heal people,
Okay.
and I'm praying for them and I'm speaking to them, or I can just be having a natural conversation, there's a feeling that comes over my entire body from head to toe that tells me that you received my message. It's very similar to what an orgasm feels like.
Okay. Wow. Now there's, of course, multiple forms of orgasm.
Right.
Too, as
Right.
well. Now when we're saying orgasm, we're talking about like the highest climax? Because climax is supposed to be the
sometimes.
highest one, right?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes it just depends on the intensity of the situation. When I'm saying reading intuitively, there's sometimes like there was a time where I had to pray for my mother,
Okay.
and I don't remember, but I remember feeling how I'm saying you feel there's a climax that you reach, because that's the God energy.
Okay.
And my sister said my eyes started rolling in the back of my head. While I was praying, I was standing on my feet.
Dang.
Yeah.
So it was
crazy.
basically, it was an out-of-body experience for real. It was something
Absolutely.
that took over.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And so that's what happened too when I cried. I saw myself leave my body. I literally saw it. I was like, I went somewhere else.
Yeah.
We both did. We both went somewhere else and came back. Dang. And it was like, am I tripping?
Yeah.
I broke down.
But they recognized it at the same time as well.
Yeah.
So it was almost like, what is it called when you send spiritual signals back and forth,
Right.
transmitting.
Right.
Man, it'll come to me in a minute. Just lost the term. I know exactly the term I'm looking for, but with that, even when in the moment when you're actually now having sex, because I know you were talking about as far as like soul ties or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When you lay down with this individual, not only are you laying down, let's just throw out a name, let's say John.
Mm-hmm.
If John slept with Lisa,
I'm
Ebony,
gonna know.
Taylor, you're going to know.
Oh, yeah.
Not only know as far as, I'm not even talking about like cheating, I'm talking about those are the past people that he's dealt with.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
and
able
those
to feel them.
individuals, had a certain type of energy, and because he didn't, know how to release them.
So that it's so deep for me, which is why I'm not. My teaching is not based around be free with your sexuality.
Yeah.
No,
We
This
can't
is a
afford that
sacred
spiritually.
Space. This is a sacred space.
Okay.
Because spiritually, the world is off balance.
Yeah.
So if you have had sex with somebody and they put some demons on you that you haven't gotten off, if I have sex with you, I'm gonna see those demons.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be able to tell you, yeah, you got this, and this, and it came from somebody named this, which is scary for people because it
Yeah.
scared him. He was like, "What
Yeah.
are you?"
Yeah.
Like legit asked me, "What are you?"
Yeah.
I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "How do you know that?" There's been things that he said to me after sex in a dream that he didn't say to me in person.
So as he was traveling in his dream,
He's coming. He's taking me with him.
now was this lucid dreaming or what?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm a lucid dreamer.
Okay.
I'm one of the people that can taste, smell, see, feel, and all that in my dreams.
Everything.
Yeah.
So in the sense of like for the audience, I'm thinking of what's the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yes, I can't think of the name of it, but where they go into different dimensions,
yeah,
they go to sleep in a dream, and then go to sleep in a dream.
It is called, man, I'm losing every word.
What what is the name of that movie? I recently just saw that last year at Netflix.
Inception. Thank you.
Yes,
Inception.
I recently just
so,
saw that
So like
last
the
year.
equivalent of Inception.
Listen, let me tell y'all. Inception. Y'all need to watch that.
Yeah.
I did it
Yeah.
because I know how to control my dreams too. Like,
Okay.
I can tell myself in a dream, oh, this is a dream.
Okay.
You can control this. You can move it. You can do this.
Okay.
And I told myself as I saw the movie, I said, I'm going to go to sleep in my dream to see where it takes me.
Now, in this space of him dreaming or lucid, because some people can lucid dream on command. Some
Yeah.
people can't. Some people, because maybe they don't really know how to
How to
control
do it,
their
right.
powers or whatever. Would you consider lucid dreaming, and if he does in the sense of a wet dream, is that cheating? If he can control it.
Spiritually, yes.
Mm.
Spiritually, absolutely. Because you can feel it. And when you lucid dream, that's your spirit traveling. So that's why people wake up and they've actually orgasmed. Because your spirit traveled. Your body was still there, but you was gone, bro.
So
You was somewhere in something, for real. And they probably felt it too.
as a spiritual intuitive person, how would you address your partner if you knew that he did that?
Some people don't do it on purpose.
But I'm talking about the person who does do it on purpose, the one that is
Well, those
fully
are
control. He
those
knows
are what
what
you
he's
call
doing.
the spiritual demons.
Okay.
Because their intent is to sexually invade themselves. I mean, invade you. You know, invade your
Okay.
privacy.
Okay. And then
You know,
bring
they
that
come
over to
in
you.
because they have this sexual desire when they see you. I want to do this to this person. So that demon in them gonna travel
Yeah.
to go do what it is that they can. You know, and then too, a lot of people unconsciously do it because some people don't know how to control their demons. We all got them, but they're meant to be controlled by us.
Yeah.
And so subconsciously, you could do something not knowing that you're actually doing it. So people really believe that dreams are dreams.
Yeah.
Because even with him, sometimes he'll be like, oh, it's just a dream. I have deja vu. And I'll be like, bro, you don't have deja vu.
Yeah.
You're psychic.
Okay.
You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? You saw it before.
Yeah.
You really saw it before.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Or at least you spoke it to, and then you created that
yeah.
world. Yeah.
Or I had a dream, and then a year later it happened.
Yeah.
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 That's a psychic ability. You can call it what you want to call it, but yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. You know.
Now my mind started to wonder too. And so it was still speaking in energetic intimacy, because is that only when y'all have entered in the sense of intercourse, or could you feel that through a hug?
Through a hug, he could touch me, he can kiss me.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because
Yeah.
we have that type of spiritual connection intimately. Because for one, what a lot of people also don't understand is that when you have unprotected sex, that's very dangerous because it's an exchange of blood, which is why they tell you to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about you getting pregnant; it's literally an exchange of blood,
Yeah.
and we all know what blood magic is.
Yeah.
You know.
You stepping into a whole nother realm. Yeah. This.
I mean, but when you think
Yeah,
about
that's
it
real,
sexually,
though.
when you think
Yeah.
about it sexually, it's a transmission of blood.
Yeah. A lot of times we just only thinking about the gonorrhea, chlamydia, AIDS,
or the semen,
the semen,
impregnating
impregnating,
you.
and stuff like
But
that.
no,
But
you're exchanging blood.
even with impregnating you, whether you are tubes tied, IUDs, whatever types of, whatever. So now they even have some type of thing men can put in their legs
Man, they
and
is
press a switch or
tripping.
stuff like that. But with that, you can also be impregnating them with demons.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The
with that same
STD.
thing. Yeah, the STD.
The sexually
Yeah.
transmitted demons and
Yeah.
depression.
Mm,
You know, a lot
and
of
the
people walking
depression.
around depressed, but it's not even them. It's the person that they sleeping
This
with.
person, yeah, or that
They
you
walking
slept with,
around
that you never did
with
the
bad
work.
luck, can't keep no money, can't keep a steady job, losing, having car accidents, going to jail. I guarantee you, if they stop sleeping with the people they sleeping with, their life will change.
I need to start sleeping with some people that got here getting to the money. Then the one that got the money coming and flowing.
But you gotta be careful with them too,
Manifest
though.
it. I mean, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm gonna sleep with them. We're gonna do it right. But
Yeah,
nah,
you gotta be careful.
that's a good point. That is a good point. Because you, I guess in this case, you are what you eat,
Exactly.
literally and figuratively.
That's why I always tell people. I have a saying where I'm like, "You are what you eat, so why not eat something healthy?"
Yeah.
And I mean that literally and physically.
Damn.
Which
That's
is why I
crazy.
live the life I live.
So we really do, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we really do have to be mindful of who we lay with.
Yeah.
I know it's
You can't
fun.
put
I
your
know it's
mouth
good.
And be sticking yourself and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that. It's dangerous. It's unhealthy, mentally, psychologically,
Yeah.
physically, emotionally. You can have sex with somebody and wake up the next morning just crying for no reason. A lot of women experience that. They have sex with somebody the next day they're an emotional wreck.
Yeah, because
But
there's the feminine
they're
principles
tying it
already.
with oh, I really like this person and they don't want me and all this and that. But
Yeah.
you also picking up from what you are what you attract.
Yeah.
Or what you need to heal from.
That's the law. That's law.
That's
Yeah.
definitely law. You are
That's
what you
law.
attract and what you need to heal from. So you have to be mindful of those things.
Yeah.
But people don't have the education for it. They don't know. And so that's where I come into play because I'm gonna tell you.
What would you be? Because I come from the holistic world of being able to self-diagnose yourself as a person, man or woman. What would be some things that I would need to look for in myself to say, okay, maybe I got a demon on me, maybe I got something.
So I would say that when you looking at someone else, it should be like looking in the mirror.
Okay.
So if you can recognize it in somebody else, how can you recognize it? Either you experienced it or you're fighting it. Either you've healed from it or you need to heal from it.
Just as simple as waking up and you can tell that your emotions are out of whack and
Yeah.
you don't even have a reason to explain it why.
Exactly.
But you almost have to kind of keep a diary of,
Right.
like how women do. Y'all keep, especially for your cycles and stuff like that. You don't do all that? Okay. We'll get.
I don't diary my cycles because one,
Yeah.
I don't believe that we're supposed to have them,
Yeah,
and so
yeah. It's a lot
I
of
work-
you're not alone there. It's actually a lot of people.
I do a lot
that-
of work to keep myself at a certain level physically, so that
Yeah.
I don't even have to deal with that most
I
of the time.
personally know holistic, and what she's saying is because I know the audience. She on here talking crazy, telling me you ain't supposed to have no peer.
Yeah, that's not.
I
supposed to be a thing.
personally know holistic practitioners that have removed women's cycles, like altogether.
So I'll say this: when I first went on my spiritual journey and I went completely vegan, I was raw vegan. I didn't eat any meat. I didn't cook anything. I only ate fruits and vegetables. And I did lose a lot of weight. However, I didn't have a period.
Yeah.
And I wasn't unhealthy. I went to the doctor because I was diagnosed with endometriosis, which is discomfort in your uterus. Had an enlarged uterus, endometriosis, ovarian cyst, fibroids, the whole nine, because I was on birth control as well. So
Damn.
my body was completely off
Off
balance.
balance, yeah.
I did a complete detox, stopped eating meat, and went completely raw for, I want to say maybe about 4 or 5 months. I was completely raw. I went in my freezer and just threw everything in the trash.
Yeah.
And I went back to the doctor. Just recently, I went to my doctor here that I had before I left Dallas. And she remembered me. She was like, "What did you do?"
Yeah.
And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You're a miracle." I said, "How?" She said, "Your uterus looks like it's 18."
Dang.
She said, "I remember you having endometriosis." I was one of those women who would crawl on the floor when my cycle came.
It was that painful.
It was that bad. Like, I've been in the hospital for days because I can't bear the pain.
Man.
To now be able to say, look, I took these herbs, I ate this food, and I did this, and if I do bleed, I bleed for 2 days, and it's a panty liner that I need to put on,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Versus me crawling on the floor, bleeding like a wounded
Yeah.
animal.
Yeah.
But it was my diet, and it was my lifestyle, and it was birth control. So I'm not an advocate for birth control either, which is
Yeah.
also why I teach people, you have to be spiritually aligned with something. Imagine a world where everybody was only having sex with the spirit that they're supposed to have sex with. The world would be a peaceful place.
Versus of crossing spirits and dealing with, people that might be touching in dark magic, because there's different forms of magic. You got
Right.
good and you got bad.
Right.
Just like you got different forms of spirituality. When people know how to use them, they can use them for good, they can use it for bad,
right.
as well. And
And sex magic is real.
yeah.
Both good and bad.
yeah. I've even heard people say that they manifest money through sex.
Oh, it's real. I've tried everything when it comes to sex. I've tried manifestation. I did healing with it.
So give us just give us a quick tip.
I have tried
what manifestation through
masturbation
sex.
manifestation.
What would that look like?
So when you get ready to reach your climax, you speak what you want to happen, because that's when I told you earlier. It's like the God energy. Your body reaches a climax, and it takes you to another level.
Okay.
Because you've opened up on a different level. It's like your kundalini rising in a sense.
Okay.
So, once that kundalini rise, you hit a certain level and you can make anything happen. That's what happens in sex magic. A lot of people who are rich, that's what they do.
Sex magic.
Yeah. And you don't have to do it with a partner. You can masturbate and do it. It's like a visualization.
Now I've heard mixed reviews on masturbation. Some people say you should masturbate.
I'm an advocate for it.
Some people say that too much masturbation is not healthy for you.
It's unhealthy if you're masturbating every time with a toy. If you are using your hands, because that's more like the touch of a human being, it's different. But using a toy, it's stronger. You know, the vibration of a toy for a woman especially, it'll mess up your nerves, you know. It can make you very sensitive to a toy. However, a man won't be able to please you because his tongue don't feel like a toy. You know what I'm saying? His
The
penis,
devil is a lie.
His penis don't. Ultimately,
No,
I
I'm
mean,
playing.
hey.
No, I'm playing.
If you got it like that, then hey,
No, I'm
you're lucky.
playing. Okay.
But ultimately, a man's tongue doesn't feel like some of the vibrations that come on a toy.
Yeah.
They pretty.
Now you've
intense.
killed your own senses, basically.
Right, and so you can get them back. However, it'll take time. But
What is the average time? Because I think that's also too. When you become
Ooh, that's a good
desensitized,
question.
what is the average time of
I don't
I think
know.
it's probably body to body.
It just I would assume that it's a case by case
Case
thing
by- yeah, it probably is
because
not
it depends
one
on how
size.
much a person masturbates.
Yeah.
You know, anything takes time, especially when it has to happen naturally.
So without a toy, what's a healthy amount of time?
I feel like sexual activity is something that should be done every day, but that's just me.
It's like brushing your teeth.
Exactly. You have a
Okay.
better day when you wake up and have sex. Say you don't.
I mean, our coaches used to tell us not to do it because they knew our legs were gonna be weak. As far as men.
saying
Now,
mentally.
yeah, mentally wise.
You have a
Oh
great
yeah,
day. You in a great
yeah,
mood.
yeah. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
You're in a great mood.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
we got stuff to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah.
I tell my bro, not today. I got stuff to do. You feel me? Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
catch me later.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
stuff to do today.
Yeah.
And I can't be sitting over here in the days.
I mean, you all right. It's nothing like that morning session.
Yeah,
The morning session
you know,
is far
but
better
it
than that.
helps you
Yeah,
to, especially when it's with the right person. You
Yeah.
feel better.
Yeah.
I actually operate better in my gift when I'm having great sex.
I agree. When the sex is good, when it's consistent,
I definitely operate better in my purpose. when I'm having
life
great
is
sex.
better.
Yeah.
I would say life is
I'm happy.
definitely better.
I'm happy
Life
as
is
a bug.
better. Yeah,
I'm happy as a bug.
yeah. You're
Sure.
right. Yeah, you can definitely tell when a woman needs some
Exactly.
that she got some
That's
frustration
what I
built up.
tell you. When we say, how do you ask for sex? Boy, I will send a poem.
Yeah, you sure did say that.
I will send you some poem. Right?
You did say
I
that.
will send
You
you
did
something
say
out
that.
of an erotic
Yeah,
book.
yeah.
Like, oh,
You
she
did say
really,
that.
really wanted her.
You did
yeah,
say
I'm
that.
gonna turn you on. Come over here.
So, okay, for the ladies, because I don't know about men, there's many toys out there for us.
There's a lot of toys for me.
There are straight
Absolutely.
men. Are there toys for straight men?
Yes, I
Okay.
used to sell them.
Okay.
I still sometimes, depending on who it is, because a lot of people, if you didn't know that I did that before, you don't know that I do that.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't advertise my business that way anymore. But there's people who personally come to me that I've made sex boxes for, like made them a personal order for them to have toys for themselves.
Okay.
But for men, you know.
So they say starting off, because I'm still tying this into the intimacy of learning, but I guess in what you're saying with dealing with masturbation, that is you learning yourself first before you
Absolutely.
can start dealing with somebody else.
So I don't know how it is for men because I don't have a penis.
Okay.
Obviously, I have studied men. I have
Okay.
studied the penis and how to please it.
Okay.
However, as a woman, and me being a woman, there was things that I learned about myself that a man couldn't teach me.
Okay.
Because if I don't know what I like, I can't even tell you what to do. Because some men will get on top of you and they'll just do what they think you're
Yeah.
gonna like based on previous relationships. But I'm not that person. Like, masturbation has taught me all the different spots inside of my vagina that I can orgasm from. It's not just a clitoris orgasm. You have an A spot. You have cervical orgasms.
Vulva,
You have a lot of stuff going
Yeah.
on, and I taught myself how to squirt masturbating. Yeah, so
Now, is that pee or what?
it's a mixture.
It's a mixture. Okay.
You can tell the difference. However, people say, "Oh, that's urine." It has urine in it because it comes
Okay.
from the same hole, but it's like it's considered ejaculation or woman ejaculation.
Okay.
And the texture of it is not like urine.
Okay.
You'll know. Like if somebody pee on you, you're gonna know.
Okay.
But if they squirt on you, you're gonna know, and it's gonna be on your sheets, and it's not gonna dry clear.
Okay.
It's gonna look like
I told y'all put y'all kids up. I tried to tell
it's
you.
gonna look like somebody ejaculated
Yeah.
on the sheets.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
So it's a mixture, a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
there.
it's one of those put a
It's
towel
like
down.
jambalaya.
Yeah,
It's
it's
got a
one
lot
of
in
those
it.
put the towel down so we go to sleep and put that in the washer in the morning.
Okay. So with I want to circle back to the toys because I always like making sure my audience can leave with some type of form of education. Using toys is not necessarily bad, but we should just limit them.
I would say limit them. Limit how often you use them unless it's a toy that doesn't have vibration. And I would also say you want to use, I like the realistic kind of silicone because it's not as hard. Because some of the toys can be damaging to your body as well. For women especially, internally, you can puncture your walls and all kind of stuff with them. So you just have to be careful. You have to do your own research when it comes to toys.
Yeah.
Because all of them aren't good for you.
Okay.
You know? There was a phase I went through where I didn't use silicone toys. I only used toys made out of crystal. But I was on a whole different level at that time. It was when it was when I first hit the peak of my spirituality, and everything had to be spiritual.
Okay.
Everything was spiritual for me. I wasn't touching it if it wasn't enhancing my spirituality.
So in let's say you now have learned yourself, right? Whether that be through masturbation, you're intimate with yourself. Now you've gone with your partner and dealing with spirituality with things like tantric yoga. Have you ever felt that you either healed some type of ailment or illness
Absolutely.
in sex? And if so, what was that? And have you felt like you've healed your partner in a sense?
So, like I said, with the whole cervical issues and all that stuff, I think part of it came through the healing of sex.
Okay.
For one, this person, we didn't typically use protection. One, because condoms are made out of sheepskin.
Yeah.
So it's a no for me.
Yeah.
Off the rip. And then I'm allergic to latex. And
Yeah.
then
So you're
Yes,
limited already.
Yeah.
Just with the,
So I have to be very mindful of what I'm doing, but through prayer and sex. Because I'm one of those people too. Like that video I sent you about praying.
Yeah, the praying, but they had them niggas on
No,
their
that's
knees.
real.
You hear me?
That's real.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they was making a joke out of it, but that's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
Let's go ahead and have prayer. Somebody never tried. See, there's levels. There's levels to this.
That's real.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
I'm
when
afraid nigga might end up getting pregnant if I sit down and pray, because that's gonna introduce her to something different. She's like, girl, this nigga prayed with me last night. I ain't never had nothing like that.
Yeah, you be careful what
Yeah,
you start
yeah.
speaking when you
Let me
pray.
put my notes together. See, if we start praying, I'm playing.
but I feel like I've healed a lot from my partner, the person that I am intimate with. I feel like it was a lot of psychological healing for him.
Yeah.
Because of where he come from, his background, and the things that he experienced in life, and myself too, like personal traumas that came up for me during sex.
Okay.
Things that I tried to block out that was brought to my doorstep.
I got you.
Because of my sexual preference and appetite,
Yeah.
So it's like you got to face this. Like, are you gonna keep living in the shadow, or you gonna face this so you
That's
can really
real.
enjoy yourself?
That's real. And the first person I ever heard that there was, through tantric yoga or some type of healing mechanisms, even down to like certain positions, may peace be upon him, Imhotep Africa, Laila Africa, he talked about it in his African Holistic Wellness book. And he was talking about, like different sexual positions that were either taught to us through slavery, like things like doggy style, and the difference between spiritual, sexual. Basically that before we came over here and before we were tainted, spiritually, sex was a spiritual thing for us. It wasn't recreational just to be doing it like because it's Wednesday and you horny. You know what I'm saying? You were doing it because, you connected with the moon, ovulating. You are, manifesting. You're trying to heal certain elements of your body and stuff like that. Just like, it's basically a form of yoga, like tantric yoga, stretching and different things like that. And, meditation that you're awakening when you guys are equally yoked in that sense. You know what I'm saying? Versus where a lot of times you might have an individual, I know me and JoJo talked about people that might be healed and you might have a person that's not healed, in that space, and they come together. So you got her, she's over here manifesting, she's done the work and she's doing certain things, and you got him, he just over here he just trying to get his rocks off, you know what I'm saying, type deal. But it's kind of off balance. One, she might be not as in tune with herself to know if this person has demons on him and he's not as spiritually inclined as as he should be to lay with her. So now he's, in a sense, kind of affected her.
That's kind of tricky, because if she's doing the work, she's going to be told.
prior to even laying down with them.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's up to her to use that discernment, to use
Yeah.
that intuitive skill to know, okay, maybe I shouldn't do this right now. And if I do it, I need to know what comes with it.
Okay.
Because am I willing to fight those demons? Because sometimes there's been times where I was like, I shouldn't do this right now, and I did it anyways. And after I was like, damn, I shouldn't have did that. But I know what to do to get it off me,
Yeah.
too. You know?
Yeah.
But I'm going to address you, too. Nigga, you is tripping out here.
Yeah.
What you got going on? That ain't cool. You ain't playing good season. I can't fuck with it right now. You gonna have to
Yeah.
move around.
I got you.
That's why the whole conversation on my terms, because I know when you're not doing right.
I got you. Okay.
You know, I know when you letting the world get the best of you.
I'm glad you said that because so now what would I, as the partner or as partners, what is something that we can be or should be doing together to like maybe have our spiritual moment amongst each other? Like what are some
Communication. Sex is a relationship, right?
Okay.
It's a sexual relationship. Can you have a relationship without communication?
No.
Exactly. So you're gonna have to talk about it.
Okay.
Period.
Okay.
There's no way around it.
I got you.
You're gonna have to talk about it.
Okay.
About everything, especially sexually.
Okay.
That's where, let me not say talk, because there's times where you can telepathically have conversations.
Okay.
That's where the tantric yoga and tantric sex comes into play, because I'm one of those people, I want to look in your eyes when I'm having sex with you.
Okay.
Turn the lights on. I need
Okay.
to see you. All of you.
So no, we're not doing it in the dark.
We can do it in the dark, but we're going to light a candle some because I need to see.
Okay.
I need to see you, especially what you're looking like. I want to look in your eyes
Okay.
because we're going to have a conversation.
Okay.
There's a lot of people who say, you know, sex doesn't fix things.
Yeah.
However, you can have sex after an argument and you're going to get every answer that you wanted without you having to open your mouth.
Yeah. If this person
If this is your person that you're spiritually aligned with, because just because you're sexually compatible with somebody doesn't mean you're supposed to have sex with them. Because you can be compatible through what you like.
Yeah.
I like this type of sex, so this person is compatible
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that.
yeah.
However, that's not who you're spiritually aligned with sexually, which is where the relationship falls apart.
Yeah. And the devil comes into the seat anyway. You know,
Exactly.
so he might bring you exactly
Oh,
what
yeah.
you want.
Exactly.
You know, or she might bring you exactly what you want.
Exactly, cause
You know what I'm saying? Damn. Be
the devil
careful
hear
with
your
y'all lay with,
prayers
man.
just
Y'all
like
hear
God
that?
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Go ahead,
A lot
JoJo.
of people say soul tie. Like, what is y'all's definition of a
So-
soul tie?
I don't use the soul tie word. That's why I use the spiritually transmitted demons.
Okay.
There's a way to break them, but you got to be strong enough to do it. People say soul tie because they feel like they're tied to somebody. But that only for me, that means that you picked up something that was so strong that you can't shake and you're tying it to that person. If you know that you have a tie to this person and it's unhealthy and it's toxic, what do you need to do to break that habit? Why are you steady laying down with the person? If it doesn't make you feel good, why are you tying yourself to it?
But now, and when to his point of his question, when you talking about tying something to it, what if I'm tied to a third party that I don't even know of? For example, me and you lay together, but the demon that I'm really trying to fight off is Brandon, because Brandon was the last person you slept with, and
So,
Brandon was the demon,
in
but he
my
gave it to you.
opinion-
Now you passed it on.
In my opinion, when it's that strong, you're still involved with that person.
She is. She would
Yeah.
still be involved with Brandon.
Absolutely.
I got you.
Because
Okay.
the energy's too strong. There's not a demon that you cannot slay.
Very
learned,
true. I agree.
I
I
learned
understand.
that the hard way. There's not
Yeah.
a demon you can't slay. Now I be in there, like,
Yeah.
let's go. You really want to go there?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not the one.
I got you.
Take you somewhere else. But typically, for me, in my opinion, it means that person is still involved with them in some kind of way, because the energy is too strong there. Because it's just the energy,
Okay.
you know. And if you are still involved with that person and you cut ties with them and you notice, oh, I'm starting to feel different, I'm starting to see things different, and then you go back and it happened again, that tells you everything you need to know.
Some of the notes that I took, I just want to hit these little 5 points because there is, like we were talking about earlier, there are love languages, and then there are sex languages as well. And when you were saying as far as communication, I think understanding your partner or being willing to understand your partner is something that would help in your relationship as well. One of the points was what type of experiences fulfill you?
I'm a very sensual person. So I'm the girl that likes foreplay. I like candles. I put rose petals down. I want you to entice me in a certain way before we start having sex. Don't just come in here and think we're gonna lay down.
So is that every time, or is that
Every
that has
single
its
time.
moments?
I'm a very intimate person.
So
and that-
quickies probably wouldn't work for you.
I like quickies when we on the go kind of thing.
Okay.
But if we come in and we gonna do it, we gonna do it.
Okay.
You know, like
This is a
I'm one
moment
of
we
those
need to
people
prepare
that
for this.
if I'm finna go down and give you head, I'm gonna kiss your thigh. I'm gonna kiss you from the top of your head down till I get to your penis, kind of person.
Every time?
Absolutely. Because it's an experience. This is pleasure.
She
It's not
said it's
just
an
for
experience.
just because I want to do it. If I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it because I have to enjoy it too. You know, it's not just about you. It's about both of us. So
Mm.
I'm gonna do what I like, and you're gonna enjoy it too because you'll be like, damn.
Now the best ones is the ones that do enjoy it though.
Yeah.
That are the best ones. You're
So
right.
how long is it gonna take you to get it?
It ain't gonna take that long.
And then how long you gonna stay on my?
It depends on how I'm feeling.
Okay.
It depends on how
Okay.
I'm feeling. I might give you 5, maybe 10, maybe 30. Maybe the only thing I do. It just depends.
Yeah.
It just depends on how I'm feeling. But I also have to be that into you as well. You know, I gotta really like you.
So, and that was the first love language is considered fun. If you love having, spontaneous sex in different locations, that's one of the sex languages. Or, outside of the bedroom, the fun and sex that's your language. Like a person that, they're the voyeurs, they like to, let's do it in the back of the movie theater or parking garages and stuff like that that came up on our show. Yeah, that's probably. I got you.
Listen, I'm one of them. We can explore.
Okay.
We can be adventurous.
The
We
second
can do it in
one-
the car. We can do it at the movies. We can do it in the bathroom stall. We can do it at the club. Where we at? What
Wherever we
doing?
at with it. Where, if
We
me and
gonna
you are
sign
together,
this
we together.
building. What do you wanna
okay,
do?
okay.
You know, you see them people up there, they probably watching this. I don't care.
The second one is desire.
Okay.
Desire would be the sexual language for those who like to be, chased. Like, they might be like, no, stop. But they really want it more. Even though no means no, fellas.
Yeah.
No means no. Understand that there's a difference. I want to make that clear.
Very clear.
I'm not passing that. I'm not helping you niggas, man, at all. Aiding you niggas at all. But, your sexual experience, will be at its peak when you are feeling like you are chased or that person desires you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you say you have a lot of that language too?
I'm a equal give and take kind of person. I don't
Okay.
want you to chase me.
Okay.
I want you to know that I want it as bad as you.
Okay. I got you. Pleasure would be the third one.
I love pleasure.
A person that just solely seeks the pleasure in sex. They
Right.
don't want, they might not want the spiritual side. They may not want the experience, the moment, everything to be built up. They just solely want to get in there, get that feeling, get to that point, and get on up out of there.
Well, I don't think that's pleasure.
That's not pleasure?
In my opinion, no.
Okay.
Because pleasure is more intense.
Okay.
It's a buildup.
Okay.
I can rub the back of your neck and give you pleasure. I can kiss you on your kneecap and you're gonna tingle.
Yeah, they say
That's
the back of
pleasure.
the knee is.
Ooh,
They
that
say the
boy-
back of a
that
knee
joint
is something
there is-
serious, man. That's something.
It'll take you somewhere else.
Yes, I've been reading my books, man. They say the back
Take
of the
you
knee
somewhere
is.
else.
I was like, the back of the knee. What kind of veins or senses do you have back there?
In right here too. The
Yeah,
back,
the
right
inside
here.
of the knee and the back of the
inside your
knee.
thighs. Yeah.
Huh. Notes. We duly noted.
Right in your ear. under
number
your armpit.
Armpits.
Yeah.
We have the fourth one is patience. Okay. I guess like the builder, the person that would like to, you starting from don't get right to it, kind of take this thing
Build the
out as
climax up.
to build it up.
I like that as well.
Yeah, that's probably the climax or what they say, semen retention, like things like
Yeah.
that is probably.
And I'm glad you said semen retention. Semen retention is really good for men.
Yeah.
It's really good for their organs.
Yeah, I hear that.
For their genital health.
Okay.
You shouldn't let your semen go every time.
Okay.
Yeah. you
Sometimes
shouldn't do
just
that.
hold it back.
And for women too, it's not good for their pH balance for them to get ejaculated in every single time.
So is this only doing intercourse or is this for masturbation or both?
Masturbation for sure.
So
But,
pull back on it sometimes.
Yeah. but
Pause.
when you are intimate too, it's sometimes good not to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last one, number 5 is anticipation and the celebration of it. Would be the last sex language.
Yeah.
And that's considered if you want every part of you to be, appreciated during every phase of sex. If your sex language is anticipation and celebration, you will feel far more satisfied during the sex. You know.
That kind of seems like it's tapping into a little of the dominatrix kind of thing. Like
We've
the
been doing a lot of that talking lately.
like the worshiping of the body and stuff. You know?
Okay.
You know, you want every part of you to be celebrated and all that kind
Yeah.
of thing. That's into the dom, you know, the dom and the submissive kind of thing, because it's a lot of worshiping that happens in it.
I got you.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm into it, but I'm not.
okay.
I got levels. Like, y'all
I need to
going-
do a part 2, and I might have to bring a special guest on and let y'all have a little side
That's
conversation.
it's a different
That's a
thing.
language. That's another language that I think a lot of
Yeah.
people not really fluent in or don't know much about at all. Because I thought I was I took like this test that was like 100 and some questions, and it basically came back and said I was vanilla.
You
And
like vanilla.
I thought I was the freakiest of the freakiest, but obviously not.
Nowadays, people call vanilla sex, you know, just regular intercourse.
Yeah.
You know, but there's a lot that happens in regular intercourse that I think is not vanilla sex.
Okay, I got
You know,
So it's,
vanilla sex is a term that is used too freely nowadays.
okay.
Because you have, you know, I don't know. People say vanilla sex like it's just, oh yeah, that's vanilla sex. It's kind of like, what?
Okay.
Really? Okay, well, if that's what you're saying. I think it just depends on what you like. Because everything ain't for everybody. So you may say this is vanilla sex to you, but to me, that might be extreme. But my sexual appetite is different than yours. So you can't tell me that what I like is not, you know, it. Because what you can do to one woman could make her knees buckle, and to somebody else, it'll do absolutely nothing for her. Does that mean that you don't know what you're doing? Or does that mean that she just doesn't have a desire for that?
Well, y'all heard it here, right here on Black Shit, ladies and gentlemen. Any final thoughts, man? Well, I think we said a lot. You know, might be doing a lot too to come up. Any final thoughts? Also tell the people where they can follow you as well.
Oh, okay. So I'm Sarah Elizabeth. You can find me everywhere as Sarah Elizabeth or the Womb Whisperer. If you looking for me on Instagram and Facebook, it's definitely Sarah Elizabeth. I have a link tree where all of my platforms are linked. I don't have any final thoughts. I think I said a lot.
Yeah, you did. You did.
I think I said a lot. But I had fun.
Yeah, thank you. It's always
great.
fun, man. I appreciate you always coming through, and it was last minute too. So, you know, I always appreciate you showing up and giving the people some knowledge. And, you know, I always try to leave my people with some final thoughts. If we have anybody that is maybe dealing with any type of sexual issues in the bedroom for brothers, you know, I always try to give us a few tips on things that we could practice. Like, you know, she talked about the semen retention. That's definitely a good thing. Of course, number one is always making sure your diet is on point. That's very important. You got to be able to clean that system so your blood and your heart can be running, you know, properly. The number one cause for black men's death is a heart disease.
Absolutely.
You know, as we just recently had, I think it was either yesterday or today, Bronny James just had a heart attack, young brother. So definitely sending him all the healing power as possible. My father transitioned due to a heart attack. Heart disease plagues the black man very bad. And that is normally the first cause of our man parts not getting up like it should be at whatever age. If that diet is on point, it should be working. I don't care what age you are, it should be rising with the sun every single time. Start off with some sea moss, get you some watermelon, get you some rinds, get you some mango seeds, boil them, drink it in a tea. Yohimba bark, you can take that, some burdock root, bladderwrack. These are just some natural herbs, some ashwagandha, that helps too. I know that's starting to become more and more popular here lately. So those are just some different little herbs and things like that you could take to be helping. But I also need to make sure you got some green foods and some fruits in that system, and trying to remove beef for sure out of, if no other meat, get that beef out of your system ASAP. Get it out of there.
Beef and pork.
Get it out of there. Please get it out of there.
Beef and pork.
You know,
for
so
sure.
this has been another episode of Black Shit. I thank you. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with us today. So thank you again. It's our love. And tune in next week. We'll be back with some more news that you can absolutely use, baby. Peace, love, and light, family.
Y'all be blessed.